I was expecting them to say something holy. Watching television with my cat on my lap. And a part of me just went, "Ah!" The next person was a guy and he said, "On my exercise bike." You finally get this job you've always wanted. You finally get the career move you've always wanted. Something, and in the middle of it all, you're just going, this is not meaningful. There's something deeper, something else in me. And equally it can happen when you're ill or in crisis, or it can happen in the beauty of landscape. It's just all the frameworks of who you think you are suddenly pause, and you go, well, wait a minute. In the middle of all this stuff, there's a me. And I want to get a sense of who I am. Maybe it's the most interesting question you can ever ask of yourself. Who am I? What does this mean? I have a sense of me, and I need me to be fully present, fully engaged in the world. So I remember the day of illumination for me. I was working with one of my groups. It was a one-year group. We were using classical meditation techniques, and we were going as a group into what people would call the zone. The whole group was going into this zone, an atmosphere that felt loving and conscious and connected. And after one of these groups, I looked at the group, I went around the circle, I asked the question, in your life normally, when do you have this kind of an experience? And I was expecting them to say something holy, because this is my earnest earning stage. I was expecting them to say something holy or religious or some kind of practice. And the first person I asked was a woman. So when do you have this kind of spiritual experience of connection and flow and awareness? And she said, watching television with my cat on my lap. And a part of me just went, "Ah, I committed harikari." But I nodded very sagely and with a little smile. And then the next person was a guy and he said, "On my exercise bike." And then the next person said, "Changing the nappy of my granddaughter." Someone said walking in landscape, and someone said having made love, and someone said dancing, and someone said in an art gallery. And the earnest earning meditator in me died a death that day, just listening. And I listened to my students then for a couple of years, and I realized that the majority of people have these experiences of connection and awareness and a sense of wonder, and they don't know that they're important. And then you have all the mystics, the earnest earners, who have these experiences and go, "Wow, this was a meaningful experience. I'm going to tell everybody about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to write poetry about it. I'm going to be Wordsworth. I'm going to be Rumi. I'm going to be a great mystic, and I'm going to tell everybody about it." So we get this idea that mystical experiences are always associated with these great mystics who talk about it. And they're elevated. Well, they're not elevated. They just talk about it a lot. Everybody has these experiences. noticing the experience is the first step in consciously managing your own development. You cannot consciously manage your own development until you've pressed the pause button and gone, oh, I'm having an experience.